One of the great conveniences of ScanUS is its powerful Object Manager dialog. Here, we are going to do a heat map 2 miles around 4 Trader Joe's stores. The Irvine Center store, just highlight that one there. The Costa Mesa store, this one right here. The one across the river in Huntington Beach. And this other store over here, the 5 Points Plaza in Huntington Beach. And the Object Manager has 2 action halves at the bottom, and we're going to use the one on the right, which works when objects are checked, and our objects are checked. The one on the left works if objects are selected, and so if you wanted to select objects and work on it that way, that's for the left half, but the right half is checked. So we're going to not assign these to a group or group by checked objects. We are going to copy these 4 objects to an area layer. And the area layer is going to be called TJ's Coastal 2 Mile Zone. I guess I should call it rings. And it's going to be 2 miles. And say OK. And then copy. So we'll just save this. And here are these rings that we're going to use to group the objects underneath, which are the grids. And so we do go here to group by object, and we choose all raster objects in this layer. It's just 4 objects. You can see it says 4. And then the next step, we choose the microgrid layer. And this would work on any underlying layer, but we're going to pick grids. And we'll call this TJ's 2 Mile Grid Zone, just to be sort of consistent. And there's TJ's 2 Mile Grid Zone. Here are the grids, ready to be colored in. And so just to make sure that we get them showing up, we'll go to the grid layer and say data, classify by value, objects and check groups, the 2 Mile Grid Zone, and pick our pick our variable. And we're going to go for the number of employees that are in here. And this is fine. We'll call this TJ's 2 Mile Grid Zone 16 employees, and click Assign. And there they are. So you can see that these are lively work business districts around TJ's, especially in Costa Mesa and Huntington Beach, and to some extent Irvine. Now there is another way to use this group that we've created by grouping by object, and that is to create a data layer. And we might as well do that when we're right here. We'll just say create data layer, and it's going to be objects in selected group. And we could either do the 2 Mile Grid Zone or the thematic. It's the same collection of grids. So we'll just pick this one. And we'll pick, we'll do a proportional marker. And when we've got the proportional marker set up, we can do a different variable that will kind of fit on top of that other zone. So we'll pick the demographic profile, which is included in every subscription, and we will say the number of households. And choose apply. Maybe that's a little big. Maybe we can make this a little bit smaller. Nope, I guess that's just what it's going to be. So that will look a lot better when we zoom in on the map. We can see a combination map of the number of households right around the TJ store and the number of employees. So this proportional marker on top of grid is a great idea if you have the ability to zoom in and you can see where there are more households and where there are more employees at the same time on a map, just within this 2-mile radius. So that's probably enough for one movie, don't you think?